Sometimes I wonder why our lives are filled with those seemingly insignificant annoyances, but they make us feel especially frustrated. For example, every time I go to the supermarket, I always end up behind that one customer at the checkout who's digging around for their money. You know that feeling, right? You're in line thinking, hurry up, I only bought 3 things. But the person in front of you, while looking for their wallet, suddenly turns into a magician. You see them rummaging through their bag like they're searching for some lost treasure. There might even be a mouse in there, or maybe their homework from school. The funniest part is, not only are they looking for money, but then they start pulling out all these loyalty cards, slowly flipping through them, and I'm thinking to myself, dude, this isn't Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all. Sometimes I honestly wonder if these customers have some secret agreement with the cashier to slow down, just to make everyone else anxious. And I start thinking, if I had a superpower that could slow down time, I would only use it when I'm in line at the checkout. So you know what I do now? Every time I go to the supermarket and see people lining up in front of me, I start checking my cart to make sure nothing's expired. And then I start evaluating my life choices. Because sometimes, when I see that person digging for change, I start to think, have I made the right choices in life? Speaking of life's little annoyances, why is it that every time I decide to treat myself and order delivery, the delivery guy always arrives at the exact worst possible moment? Like, I could be waiting for 45 minutes. Nothing happens. Then, as soon as I sit down in the bathroom or get into the shower, ding dong, there they are. And the panic that sets in when you hear that doorbell, it's like you're in some kind of action movie. I'm tripping over things, trying to get to the door. I've got soap in my hair, and I'm wrapped in the smallest towel possible because, of course, it's laundry day. But you open the door, and the delivery guy's there with that awkward smile, and you're just standing there like you're in a hostage negotiation. Just give me the food, man. Let's not make this weird. And somehow, it always is weird because they want to be polite. They're trying to do their job, but here I am, looking like I just survived a shipwreck. And then they say, enjoy your meal. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. I'll just go dry off now. You ever notice how every time you're in a rush, that's when everything around you decides to slow down? Like, you're late for work, trying to make good time, and all of a sudden, you're stuck behind the world's slowest driver. It's like they've got nowhere to be, just cruising along at a speed that would make a snail proud. And you think, okay, I'll just pass them. But no, just as you're about to switch lanes, the car next to you suddenly speeds up, like they've been waiting their whole life for this moment. So now you're stuck, sandwiched between slowpoke and speed racer. But the best part is when you finally get a chance to pass that slow driver, and you can't help but look over at them. And of course, it's always the same scenario. They're sitting there, completely oblivious, probably humming to themselves, sipping on their coffee, and I'm over here having a mental breakdown because I'm late for a meeting that could have been an email. And don't even get me started on red lights. You're driving, making decent progress, and you hit a red light. Fine, no big deal. But then the universe decides you deserve a challenge, and you hit every single red light for the next 10 miles. At this point, I'm convinced the traffic lights are having a meeting. Like, all right, guys, let's make sure we really slow them down today. On 3, everyone turn red.